we've done a bunch of these events, and we've really been thinking about how to get people to engage and why engagement is really important. And Firestone did a great survey of operators in the industry that said that 65% of people plan to purchase equipment over the next 12 months. And 45% said their budgets actually increased or stayed the same since the beginning of 2020. And so there are people out there buying. Now, what they're buying might be different, and their purchase criteria might be different, but people are buying things. And I know there's a narrative that nobody's buying anything. I think fewer people are buying less stuff, but people are buying, and you need to be engaged with them. And this is key. 69% of operators said trade shows are part of the purchasing process, right? And so we need to figure out how to engage with them so we can get them to buy now, or we can get them buy when they're ready. And I'm going to fly through this really quickly. I'm going to drop a link to this in the chat if you want to. It's on our website. You can kind of look at it and get some of those statistics more. But I want to kind of scroll down to this important part, which is the 5 keys to success when exhibiting at virtual events. And this is something that we've learned from doing dozens of these events, small ones, medium-sized ones, and then ultimately in the social crawl. There's 5 things you need to do to be successful. Number 1 is you need to have swag. Like at a real trade show, you would have swag. Our version, the virtual version of that is entertainment and giveaways, right? So we ran the social crawl. We had all of these amazing exhibitors do all these creative things like game shows and giveaways and trivia contests and emoji karaoke, or host a happy hour where there was a moderator and people were coming in and talking. And so having entertainment and giveaways in your booth is actually a key strategy to get people to come to your booth, and you promote that before and during the show. We'll help you promote it in the chat if you're doing something cool. If it's really cool, we'll promote it in the agenda and make sure that people see that it's live and they know to look for it, right? Because we want to help drive traffic. It's your responsibility to drive traffic to your booth. We're going to give you the tools to do it, but it's your responsibility to do it and to help people come to the show. I can't own that myself. That's a group effort. And so that's number 1, is think about swag. What's swag in a show? It's entertainment and giveaways. The other place I want to encourage you to think about giveaways is in networking. So speed networking is really cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up networking times, and we can say, hey, if you meet, these exhibitors are giving away prizes. If you meet with them if you're an attendee and you're not another exhibitor, and I think we can control that. Are we going to have exhibitor badges? We'll have exhibitor badges to make sure that exhibitors are meeting with attendees during certain parts, that exhibitors aren't meeting with other exhibitors. I think we can control that. And so if an attendee meets with an exhibitor in networking, the first one in each session wins a prize, and that'll get people in there and get people connecting with you, and you'll make more connections that way. Number 2 is the product showroom. We've talked about that a little bit. Have a showroom, have your product, mobile webcam, gimbal, good lighting. If it's a game, have people playing the game, right? Show people that people are having fun playing your game. You can demonstrate how it works. Arsenal did a great job of this during their product launch, and there's a video of that on our website of an interview that I did with Jeremy from Arsenal talking about how they set up their booth and how they demonstrated the product and how it went. So you got to have product demos. This is a trade show after all. Number 3, keynotes and panels. This is like a white paper or a press release or a case study that you might give away, which you can still do that for download. But it's even better at a virtual event because you can actually have a panel, invite your customers to come in and talk about your product in your booth and schedule that, right? Have a fireside chat, have a panel, run a Q&A, run an AMA, ask me anything, run sessions, program content in your booth. And what that is so the swag, this key number 1 is the top. That's about discovery, right? And connecting with people. But then there's this whole thing about consideration that you have to get people to go before they're ready to convert, right? So there's attract, consider, convert. That's the funnel we move people through. This middle section around keynotes and VIP events, which I'm going to talk about in a second, is about building affinity and getting people to like you and to believe in you and know that you're smart. So you've got keynotes and panels inside your booth. And then there's a VIP event. So Semnox and Creative Works both did great VIP events. After hours, they were private sessions that we helped them set up. Semnox was a wine tasting. And what they did is they partnered with Ross Halleck at Halleck Vineyards. They sent out bottles of wine to their best customers and prospects. And they had 20 people in a room for 2.5 hours one evening. And it was amazing because their prospects got to hang out with their customers. They didn't have to do any selling. And it brought together that connection, and their best prospects had an amazing time. Their customers felt rewarded. And so just because this is like taking people to dinner, right? I know you have big dinner budgets. You take people out to dinner and drinks, and you spend a fortune at a real trade show entertaining clients and prospects. You can actually do that really effectively at a virtual event. If you want more information about that, drop me an email, bob@showup.events, and I will give you some clues, send you some links on how you can do that. And then lastly, I've talked about this digital retargeting, getting people to come to a virtual brochure rack, which is a landing page, by having a really powerful offer, and then dropping a pixel and a Facebook pixel and a Google tracking thing, cookie, on that website, so you can retarget and remarket them post-show for a month, right? Or 6 months, or whatever, however you want the long you want those campaigns to go. So those are 5 keys to being successful at a virtual event. And I assure you, if you do all 5 of those, this will be by far, and I know the bar is probably low, really by far the most successful virtual event you've ever done. And I actually think you can get an amazing return on investment, both for your money and your time. And so this is available on our website. I put the link in the chat. Feel free to review it. If you have questions about it, let me know, and we'll work with you in it in one-on-ones. We'll probably have we'll have a bunch of those next week. And so yeah, I think that's it.